package. But in Python, in scikit-learn, you will get all sorts of algorithm, more or less all sorts of algorithm. But when you move it for deep learning, it may be you have to have some different types of different library. It may be PyTorch, or it may be what you call Keras. So there are a bunch of library for deep learning also. But it is good to have knowledge of Python and should know exactly how to build model, how to analyze data using Python. So fundamental course, anyway, you have gone through it. You know how this NumPy works, how this Panda framework works, how this Panda works. So we'll solve this problem in Python. Okay. So I will share slide and show you exactly what we are going to do it in 2 to 3 months, coming 2 to 3 months. What sorts of algorithm we are going to learn. Okay. So all of you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first algorithm we are going to see tree based method actually. So we are going to see algorithm something called CART, CART, classification and regression. So we'll first learn what is CART algorithm and how this tree based the random forest, how this random forest works actually. So there is an algorithm called random forest, and this is versatile algorithm actually. So if you have worked, if you have built any linear regression, so you know that for such type of problem, you need to scale data, and there are lots of data massaging you have to do to build a good linear regression model. But here you can see that in random forest you can have like if even if you don't scale data, you can that's okay for random forest. So here we are going to see two type of problem, regression and classification. So I don't know whether what do you understand from regression and classification. We will come later. Okay. After that, we are going to see another algorithm which is called support vector regression. We'll have theory classes and then we'll have a case study. We'll try to, whatever we learn in theory class, we'll try to build a model and see actually how this algorithm apply it in Python. And then we are also going to touch neural network. So what are the different component of neural network, and then how to build a neural network model, and the key concept like what is feed forward network, how this back propagation work. And again we are going to solve two problems, regression and classification. In either we will solve in Keras, that is space actually the specialized library you can think for this sort of problem, what you call neural network type of problem or deep learning sorts of problem. Or you can also solve same problem in scikit-learn. We will see which one we will going to use. It may be Kira will be fine, but I don't know whether you can install all this software in your system. So how many of you have installed uh, Anaconda it in your system? It may be you have not installed because you have not used Python machine learning. No? It may be okay. I will give you requirement exactly what are the thing you need to install it in your system before starting case study. Will it be fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are the concept we are going to learn in coming 2 to 3 months, and it is going to be interesting actually because we are going to have lots of case study, and we will see exactly how to develop a model from a given data, how to analyze data actually. So to begin class, we'll start class from start seeing algorithm from next class. But before that, I want to see exactly how much you have learned from earlier class. I will give you some terminology. You have to reply. You have to answer it. So that because this terminology we are going to use for next 2 to 3 months, and I think for you, if you are going to be in data science or want to analyze data, it will be last for long. So so I want to understand what is your understanding about this machine learning. So I will ask few questions. You have to answer it, or I will just randomly pick people that person has to answer it, or voluntarily if you want to answer it, that will also be fine to me, so that I will know that what is the understanding of this class about the data science or machine learning. That will be fine. Shall we go
Okay.
with
Yes,
first question? So
yes, sir.
who will answer what is model?
Model is a self-learning programming.
What does it mean actually? Okay. So we'll go with what is model and what is use of this model. Explain in clear terms so that so whatever you are telling, you should first understand and then tell it to me.
So model is a self-learning programming which will predict the data
What will
based on
predict data?
based on the data. He will self act and correct and take the action based on the data.
Okay, some I want some other attempt. Other person can also attempt actually. So see why I am asking this question, because 2 to 3 months I am going to always use this term model. So if I say model, you should understand exactly what I am telling. Okay, that's why I am asking all this. So these are the terminology we are going to use throughout the class for coming 2 to 3 months. So uh, you should understand exactly what you are telling and what you have understood from the past classes. And this is fundamental question actually. What is model and what is use of model?
Model is a
So
computation.
what business problem you will solve with model? It is not, it may be for some person only they develop model for joy, but most of the person have some end goal why they are developing this model. Correct. So someone has to tell me what is the model correctly, and then what is use of model.
Sir, model is a computational formula that takes some input value and gives the output.
Okay. So this is better than earlier one. Model is some sorts of dabba which takes some sorts of input and produce some sorts of output. Correct. Okay. So any more try, or shall I reveal what is exactly model? So I don't want to write all big things here and scare you. So it is just a mathematical representation of physical system. Okay. And what is the simplest equation model you can have? Y equal to? Can you tell what is the simplest equation you can have? Y equal to? A simplest
Mx plus
model you
c.
can have. have? Y equal to
plus B.
mx plus c. No,
Linear
y equal
regression.
to c
Y
actually.
is equal to mx plus c.
Why mx plus c? I'm saying simplest model you have to tell me. This is one sort of model I am displaying you, but simplest model is y equal to c. Simpler than this. You don't have to compute x also. You have to just find the what is the intercept. That's all. That is also a model. It may be that is representing some sorts of physical system. So have you understood actually what is model?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
okay, so how many different types of model you can think here? So these are the fundamental questions actually. So how many different model you can have?
Sir, linear and non-linear.
Linear and non-linear model. Okay, that is okay.
Three types.
Pardon?
Three types.
I cannot hear
Self-learning,
you. I cannot
learning.
hear you clearly actually. So please forgive me. Okay, so basically you can think three types of model actually. One model is first principle based model. So first principle based model supported by the fundamental laws like the law of motion, like mass balance. So this so that is called first principle based model. Have you ever seen a model written in form of ODE, PD? ODE means ordinary differential equation. PD means partially differential equation. Like dy by dx is equal to f of something f of x. So that is or mass balance equation. Mass in minus mass out equal to the accumulation, something like that. Have you ever seen this type of accumulation? You can write it dm by dt actually. So dm by dt equal to mass in minus mass out. So total accumulation is equal to mass in minus mass out. So these are called first principle based model. Mass balance. Have you heard this, something like this in past?
Yes, sir.
No. No.
Okay, so the Newton's law of motion, have you heard F is equal to ma?
Yes,
That
sir.
is
Yeah.
also a
That.
model actually. And that model is strongly supported by
Yes, sir.
fundamentals of physics. That is also a model. So we call that as a first principle model because it is well supported by physics. Another is something called black box model. So problem with the fundamental model is one is it is complicated in nature, and to solve that sorts of problem you need to make lots of assumptions, and when you deploy such type of problem in a real time system, it will create it will not match with your expectation or real output. So that is the problem. And another is black box model, or what you call what you see input output model, or you can have different name of such type of database model, what we are going to learn in this course. So you have given sets of input and output data. You have to develop a mathematical model which map your input to output, and something called hybrid model. So that is the combination of these two actually. Combination of these two means first principle model and database model. So if someone asks you how many different types of model, linear, non-linear will be also a part of this actually. See, if you go and see first principle based model, linear and non-linear, correct? Again, go to database model, linear, non-linear. So that will be sub part of this model. Are you people understanding all this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are the sorts of model actually. So in this course we are going to have database model where people will provide sets of data. You have to develop a model out of this. So first question, if someone give you data, so first question what you will ask? Because I believe even you have developed model in R. So if someone gave you data and say that, okay, boss, go and analyze this data and go and analyze this data, they will say this much. So what will be your first question actually? Can anyone reply? What is your first question to your customer or your boss who is
Expect,
giving you bunch of data?
expected outcome from the data.
Yeah, correct. Actually, you have to ask what is the business problem you are going to solve.
Yes, sir.
What you expect me to do with this data. Okay. Okay, we'll move to next question. So what is regression and classification in machine learning? Because next class we are going to see algorithm called CART, which is used for regression and classification. Means both problem we are going to see in next class or in upcoming class. So I want to understand what do you understand from this regression classification. So I say we are going to solve a regression problem. What do you understand? And if I go and tell you classification problem, what do you understand from this?
Regression will be a continuous continuous integer floating type outcome, and classification is yes or no binary type.
So correct actually. So regression, basically you have to identify a function f which takes certain input and map it to continuous output y. Correct. You can see it here. So function f take bunch of input, it map it to output, and this output also have some sorts of noise, which is epsilon actually. I am writing it. And classification is, again you have to identify this function f which map to some class label. Yes or no, cat and dog, like this actually. Belong to some class actually. So output is not be a continuous, it will be going to be a discrete, and why in case of regression it is going to be a continuous function. Okay, we'll move to another question. What is training set and test data? Test set.
Have input and output from the time.
I can hear only noise, I cannot hear words. So anyone can explain me what is this training set and test set? I think you have heard this when you are developing model in
So,
your previous course.
so training set is used to build a model, and test set is used to validate that model.
That is correct. Training set is data set which is used to develop a model, and test set is the set of data which is used to test the model, because once you develop the model you want to see the performance of model. And how do you see performance of model in case of regression problem? What metric you will use?
MSE, mean square error.
Mean square error. Okay.
Sir, maybe coefficient of correlation is used
For what?
for checking the data whether it is lying on the regression line or not.
But how this coefficient will tell you that it lie on a line or not?
So like if we calculate the correlation coefficient and if the value comes out to be 0.6, it means
Okay.
60% of the data fits on the regression line.
It may be. So basically what we check in case of regression to validate is what is the RMSE actually. So okay, I'm not wrote separate thing for validation, cross validation. So basically we are going, in case of regression, we are going to check two quantity actually. And every model whichever I develop, I check only two quantity now. And we don't have to run here and there and find n number of the metric and confuse ourselves actually. So one is going to be R square. How many of you have heard about R square? Okay, so we are going to we are going to check two things actually. One is R square, another is Q square actually. Performance on R square will tell us how well we are able to feed the data, and performance of Q square will tell us how well we are able to predict the data. Okay, and difference between these two will tell us whether what is sorts of overfitting or underfitting we are having with this data, whether we overfit the data or not. So we can see R square Q square and judge it. Okay, so how this mathematically we can write it, we will tell you in next class. Another question is what is scaling and what are the different scaling approach in machine learning? And why do you need scaling actually? And the last course you had linear regression, and this scaling is very important in regression sort of problem. It means when you have to estimate some sort of parameter and solving this optimization routine to get that parameters. So that in that such case you need to have proper scaling. So what is scaling actually, and what and types of scaling you have till now come across?
We can use min-max scaling or normalizing.
Okay, and why do you need scaling?
Some variable may have a larger value, so the model will think that that value will have more contribution, but it will be otherwise.
Yeah, so basically if your feature have different ranges, so what this guy is saying is correct actually. So your model will give weight based on the range actually. If it is high range, it will give assign high weight, but it cannot be like what you called highly weighted. But model will assign high weight to that particular feature which having larger scale range compared to other features. Have you understood or not? So
Yes.
scaling is the method used to normalize the range of independent variables. And I have mentioned two scaling method. One is standard scaler and another is min max scaler here. And mostly I think in this course we are going to use standard scaler. You can try it out same thing with min max scaler and see exactly how that result change with when you change scaling. So I believe there will not be much significant change. So what is standard scalar? How does it? Sorry, this is interchange actually. This is standard scalar. Last one, which is written here as min max scalar, is actually standard scalar, and which is written as scalar standard scalar is min max scalar. Okay, I will modify it in slide. So can you tell me what is the range of min max scalar when you normalize it? 0 to? I think I cannot hear people properly.
Yeah, I think there is some issue with someone who is speaking here. His voice is not coming. And for rest, I
Okay.
think it is.
So standard scalar and min max scalar. So min max scalar ranges from 0 to 1, and then when you standardize your when you use standard scalar, it will have mean 0 and what will be variance of that feature? Can you tell me while seeing formula? Can you tell me while seeing formula? This is just normalized with sigma x, na? So whatever standard deviation, sigma is basically standard deviation of the feature. So if you normalize with the standard deviation, then it will be 1, correct? And you are doing mean centering. So x minus x bar divided by sigma x. So it will be with mean 0 and sigma 1, standard deviation 1. So these are the thing actually we are going to use regularly in our case study. That's why I am explaining all this thing. And all the things we are going to use it in Python. So good to know exactly what you are doing. And if you know exactly what you are doing, so you can judge your result. You can judge exactly what you are expecting is coming out of it or not. Otherwise, if you don't know exactly what you are doing, so whatever Python is returning, you will rely on it and then screw your model. So what is cross validation? Yeah.
So
I cannot listen you again.
Sir, cross validation is the effectiveness of the model, you can say.
Okay.
Assessing the effectiveness of the model.
Okay. Any other try?
The data set of data on which we are training may be heavily biased, so we are cross-validating that so that we don't have any biasness.
What is biasness actually? How do you define bias actually? How do you say that model has some bias?
Like, don't have proper idea.
Hmm? How do you estimate bias actually? If, let's say if someone asks me how to do it, how I will do it actually? How does
distance from side.
distance from?
Both sides.
I think there is some problem. I'm not able to hear properly.
Connectivity.
So anyone want to try what is cross validation again? Can anyone try out? Because we are going to do cross validation multiple times.
So it is used to estimate the performance of machine learning model.
Yeah. So basically, you want to see whether your model is overfitted or not, how that model prediction is coming. All this thing will come out in cross validation. So there are. So how many different techniques do you know for cross validation? How many different techniques do you know for cross validation?
One is K-fold.
So Abhijit, the next time you just make sure that all mics are working, because I want it to be have some interaction with participant, and all participants you should also check from your side. It's not only Abhijit.
Yes, sir, because every individual has their own mics and setting with their laptop, sir. So it entirely depends on their device, sir.
Yeah, so good if you people check, then you can also ask question and I can only listen what you call signal, not noise. Now I am only listening noise, and signal to noise ratio is very low.
So K-fold cross validation.
Yeah, one is K-fold, that is correct actually. So let's say, okay, so I think all of you working in the manufacturing industry, and you know that gathering data is like what you call it, difficult task. You cannot go and get tons of data, and for every measurement you have to pay. So it may be you are not able to do here something called yeah, K-fold. Okay. So any other try? What else for small data? Leave one out, but that is also part of K-fold only. When correct. So K-fold can turn it out to be a leave one out cross validation actually. Okay. So another is traced and split, correct? What we have seen earlier, traced and train split. And what else we can do? So when you have a small data set, what you will do? Let's say very small data set, what you will do? So we'll use resampling technique, which is called bootstrap technique. That is so basically from a given sets of data, we will create resampled data or different bags of data. So that technique, it may be in this class, we'll not this class, in this course sometime we'll see that, if time permit, exactly how to resample data, because I know getting experimental data is difficult to generate, and all data is very costly. So it may be you need to have some sorts of technique which work well on a small data set. We'll see. Okay, so anyway, answer is here. It is a technique to evaluate machine learning model. And last question is what is overfitting? Have you heard this term or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So who can try it out? What is overfitting? And this is last question actually.
When we are using regression, we might use some higher degree polynomial function, which would overfit the data, overfit the model. On the training set, it will be it will perform very good, but on the testing set, it will not get generalized.
So
Generalization will.
are you taking help of internet, Google, getting
No,
this
sir.
answer out?
No, sir. I have studied this and I have participated in Kaggle also.
Okay. Okay, so overfitting is something like the model is start fitting noise also, or what this guy is saying, some the higher degree polynomial whenever you have a small data set, and what it happen is it start in training the set, this function whatever you are fitting, it start touching all this point. So it will work very well on the training data set. You will see R square and all is near to 1. But when you test with this unseen data, or what you call test data, when you test your model from unseen data, you will see that performance is degraded actually. It's not coming well. Model is not coming well. So that's why when you have some metric R square and Q square, you can, while seeing that two metric, you can say that whether your model is overfitted or not.
What is
Am I
Q
audible,
square?
sir?
Yeah,
So
you
what
are
is Q
audible
square?
actually. I will define it formally in next class actually. Okay. And we are going to only track these two parameters only throughout the regression problem actually. We will only go and see if you only go and see these two parameters and judge whether we have to deploy our model or not. Okay. So these two metrics very important for regression sorts of problem. And
Hello.
another metric is something called RMSE. Also, you can compute actually. So let's say if your error is normally distributed and you have RMSE, so whatever you are predicting plus minus of that RMSE will be like 62. So 62% of confidence you can say that, or 1 sigma, you can say that your actual output will lie on this Y predicted plus minus of RMSE actually. So you can make confidence bound out of it. But it is not so easy. I'm just telling in layman term, but it's not so easy to get confidence bound. There are a lot more actually. Then you have to define lots of error associated with the model. So we'll come all the thing in coming class. And for non-linear, it may be for linear model, you can define confidence interval and all, but for non-linear sorts of model, or what you call prediction, not confidence interval, what I am talking is prediction interval actually. So you are predicting something, so where that true values lie. Give me the bound where the true values lie. So that is something called prediction interval. All the thing will come to know later in class. So that's for today actually. So we can interact for some more time. Let me.
Hello.
Yeah, so we can have some interaction actually. So why
Sir,
do
are
you
you
want
able
to
to?
have this machine learning course? What is motivation to have such course? Why do you want to take this course? Can anyone explain? So what is motivation behind this course? Is it because it is part of curriculum, that's why you are taking this course, or do you have some sorts of data and you want to develop, get insight from the data, want to develop some sorts of model and improve your manufacturing process? So what is your goal of taking this course? So do you have idea where we deploy all this type of model in real life? See, developing model itself will not help. So some motivation you should have actually. Where do you want to deploy this sort of model? Where other are deploying this types of model? Can anyone speak?
So credit card fraud case or in the banks.
Tell me in manufacturing, boss. The bank, you are from manufacturing. Now tell me where do you want to deploy the bank
In
credit card? Okay.
in
Tell me
manufacturing,
in context of manufacturing actually.
like suppose if you want to do some machining or milling, so in
Tell
this
me,
case,
yeah, that's
in this
interesting actually.
in that case we will put the different sensors, suppose the temperature sensor, vibration sensor,
Hmm.
and how the depth of cut is varying with the speed of the cutting tool. In that case we can use a machine learning technique,
Hmm.
that we are putting the different sensor, and accordingly the machine will interact with the computer, and suppose the temperature is changing in between the cutting, during the cutting, so automatically it will goes down.
No, no, I did see the. So, what is the business problem you are solving here? Are you solving VR problem? Machine related with machine? What problem you are trying to solve here? So you put different sorts of sensor. That is correct. Actually, you will get data also from the sensor. So what you will what is use of this data actually? Where you will use? What is end goal of this data collection? So okay, I am investing, let's say, lakhs of rupees. I should get some benefit, na? It may be process monitoring actually. You want to monitor and then before system fail, you warn me actually it's going to fail with raise some alarm and then so that is called predictive maintenance actually. So machine learning model will predict exactly when the system is going to fail, and based on that we will schedule our maintenance actually. So you have put it what you call sensor. So what you want to achieve out of it? So any other try? See, all are from manufacturing, and lots of manufacturing problem actually I have solved using machine learning, and which is very difficult to solve using first principle model, or very difficult actually.
Casting defect prediction.
Yeah, casting defect, yes, you can predict casting defect based on, yes, some sorts of property. Okay.
Oh,
How do you predict casting and defect? What are the feature you will select? Casting or which sort of casting actually?
yeah. Appearance, the characteristics of defects,
Hmm.
time.
Okay, casting defect is good trial actually. Any other use case of machine learning model?
Sand plant process control.
Sand plant process control. I think Himanshu told you all this thing. And any other try?
That was medical property.
See, first we should motivate it exactly where we are going to use all this stuff we are learning today actually. Because if I leave you after 2 months, you will forget all this concept. But if you have some motivation to get data and deploy it, and then I think you will learn better. So where else we can deploy model? Sand control, sand process control, casting defect, then wear and tear prediction. What else? So how many of you from Tata Steel? Anyone? No one from Tata Steel, correct? How many are from this the casting that what is called job mix casting? I think, na Himanshu. I think Himanshu is not there.
Yeah, correct.
So how many of you are from Foundry?
I am from Foundry.
Okay, so lots of problem actually we have identified to solve using data science actually. So one is what someone had talked about casting defect. I think we have developed a software which predict what will be your casting defect and then what you have to do to reduce that casting defect actually. And also to optimize the additive doses, all the thing we have for all the thing we have developed a software called Sandman. And we are also thinking to have something on charge mix. So this all plan is through data analytics only. How to optimize doses actually. Or metal dosage in charge mix or something. So all the thing we have planned it to solve it through data analytics. And data analytics, manufacturing, there are lots of scope to the use data analytics. You can go for predictive maintenance, prescriptive maintenance, then whatever you call this casting defect, then optimal doses in sand system, lots of problem actually. Okay, then from next class we are going to see some sorts of algorithm. Okay.
So Abhishek, but there is a couple of comment. I think you can see the chat also. Is it possible for you to see?
No, I cannot see where.
A chat. There is a chat also, a chat section. So I'll read out the comment for you. You can see that it's I think from Satyendra.nift guest. Sir, mostly things being asked are not known because they were not covered in last semester. It's regarding the one which you have asked. Or एक और comment है, better to explain important terms in detail like that. So I think the mostly things which you have asked today's class, the terms they are saying that they are not very familiar about that.
But see, that's why I gave this class actually to gauge you people. So you have to speak up. So if you have not gone through it in last class, you have to tell that I have not gone through it. Okay. Anyway, that's good actually. You have told that but these are like concept you should know because already this one semester over. And this is fundamental concept. If I ask what is model, you should tell us actually what is model. It may be.
But when you ask the classification of model, that detail means we have not gone to that detail. How many types of
That's
models?
correct actually. So at least what is model? What is this is mathematical representation of physical system. So I don't want you to explain me what is first principle based model, but I want you have gone through database model. You tell me about exactly the database model. So these are fundamental thing actually. So that's why I ask, and this terminology we are going to have it throughout this course. Okay, so
Like
that's why I have listed.
Cross validation, cross checking, that techniques are also not known.
Which one?
Last
Cross
question.
validation. Which technique was not known? Cross validation technique.
Yeah.
Then how did you develop a linear regression model? Now you explain me actually. If you have not done cross validation.
We have not developed any model. We just practiced the models which were already developed to R.
That's correct, boss. So it has to be very clear actually what you are doing. I will give you code. I will say that you just run through code, get output, or see exactly how that code works. It means okay. It means there are stepwise process how to develop model actually.
Yeah, so it's not known to us. Yeah, theory was taught to us. Theory was taught to us that what is regression, what is classification, clustering, what are the different techniques.
Okay, no issue actually. This time that's why I have changed the course title from advanced machine learning to applied machine learning. Okay. I think you have not noticed it, but I have changed title itself, which is applied machine learning, not advanced machine learning. So applied machine learning is means we are going to have application of machine learning. So we are going to develop a model. Okay, boss. So I think after this course, if someone is going to take third course, at least this simple question you will definitely answer it. Otherwise, I will not pass you in my class.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will share slide with you. You just go through all this terminology. Okay. You also work hard so that you will understood and someone if give data, you are able to answer all this. Analyze data and develop a model. With good understanding actually. Develop a model, that's one thing. Develop model with good understanding because it is not for joy. It is for some benefit actually. Okay.
So you asked one question, what is your motto behind this learning, right? So I tried to that time, but as you told, the motto is we want, if suppose we have opportunity to be a part of that team which is making machine learning program model. So at least my motto is to that at least I should know all these terms and so that I could contribute. I am not supposed to have the coding expert.
Why not? I will ask why not, boss. You can also be coding expert actually. Once you start doing it now, you can also be a coding expert. And Python is something you can code it easily actually. It's not very hard to do it. Okay.
Yeah,
So don't think that you are not going to code. You are going to code actually. I cannot see your name actually. Otherwise, I will next time I will ask you whether you have coded or not. I want you to learn actually.
my name is Satyendra Dattatray.
Very good, actually. Satyendra, okay. So my motto is to teach you the coding. So after this course, you should develop a model for me. Okay, this is my motto. Good. We'll learn the first algorithm next class, which is going to be something called classification and regression tree. Okay, that CART algorithm. That is very famous algorithm. We are going to learn in next class. Okay. Any more question? Any more feedback, comment? You can anyway write it to me. Actually, my mail is with Abhijit, so you can distribute Abhijit my mail. Any data related question or any thing, you can just write it to me. At least Saturday I can reply to you people. Any queries actually. Let's say you are getting data from your organization, how to analyze the data, from where to start the all the thing, any sort of question you can ask. Okay, how to start doing modeling. So linear regression can I think it's already 8:33. Can anyone quickly explain, if I give you data set, can you give me workflow how to develop a model? Let's say it is continuous data and then the X is the 10 variables actually. How do you develop? Can you anyone give me workflow so that I can understand you better? Linear, let's say linear regression only we are developing actually. No random forest, nothing actually. Just linear regression we are going to develop. And whenever you don't understand it, now you stop me actually. I will try to make you understand. If not possible for this class, I will take it to next class and try to make you more comfortable actually. We all have to learn. Okay, you people have to learn more. Already I learned, but you people have to learn more. This time you should not tell actually that I have not gone through. So can anyone quickly tell me how to develop a linear regression model if someone give you data y and x has 10 features? No one want to try it? Okay, we'll see you then next class. I think I have to prepare for this also. Shall we end this class?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Bye. Good night. Okay, bye. Bye Himanshu. Bye Abhijit. And bye all of you. We'll meet on Thursday, 7:30. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Good night, sir.
Okay. If you people not understand, then you have to ask actually. Otherwise, it will just waste of all of us our time. All together will waste lots of time. Okay. Try to learn it. Whatever question I have asked, try to go through it, learn it, get it in detail. Try to learn all those questions because we are going to use every day that terminology.
Okay, sir.
I will not use math, so don't be scared actually. I will teach you how to develop model from data set. I think that will be good other than showing you complicated math. But also I will explain you math, some sort of concept what algorithm wanted to do it in layman term so that you should understand it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Night, sir.